In today's world, it is very easy to become lost in many things. People work hard, use their phones every day, and try to keep up with news and trends. There are always new things to buy, new goals to reach, and more information to learn. Sometimes, life feels busy and noisy, and it can be difficult to know what is truly important. In these moments, it helps to pause and ask ourselves, what really matters in my life? When we look deeply, we often find that what matters most is not something outside of us. It is not a big house, or new clothes, or many followers online. What truly matters is often simple. It can be a feeling of peace in our hearts, or the warmth of being with people we care about. It is also the sense that our life has meaning, even if it is not always exciting or famous. Many people search for happiness in things that do not last. We buy things. We look for praise from others, or we try to be busy all the time. But these things often leave us feeling empty. Real happiness is quieter and deeper. It comes from knowing who we are, being true to ourselves, and living in a way that matches our values. When we remember what really matters, we can let go of some things that cause stress and confusion. Returning to what matters is not always easy. It takes courage to look at our lives honestly and see what we are holding on to that does not help us. But when we begin this journey, we start to feel lighter and more at ease. We can enjoy life as it is and feel thankful for the small things that bring us joy. This is the first step on the path back to what truly matters. Everywhere we go, there are many things trying to get our attention. When we walk down the street, we see bright signs, loud music, and people rushing past. At home, our phones send us messages and alerts, and the television plays in the background. Even when we are alone, our minds can jump from one thought to another. This is the nature of modern life, full of distractions that pull us away from what is important. Distraction is not always something outside of us. Sometimes we distract ourselves because we do not want to face our feelings or problems. We may spend hours watching videos, shopping online, or playing games on our phones. These things are not always bad, but when they become habits, they can keep us from seeing what is really happening in our lives. We may lose touch with the people around us, or even lose touch with our own hearts. Many people feel tired or anxious, but they do not know why. Often, it is because they are surrounded by too much noise, both outside and inside. It is hard to hear our own true thoughts when there is so much happening all the time. We might even forget what we care about, because we are always busy with other things. To return to what matters, we must first see how distraction works in our own lives. We can ask ourselves, what takes up my time and energy? Is it helping me live in a way that feels true? When we notice the ways we are pulled away from what is important, we can begin to make gentle changes. By letting go of some distractions, even just for a little while each day, we give ourselves the chance to remember what is truly meaningful. Desire is a natural part of being human. We all want things, whether it is comfort, recognition, or new experiences. Sometimes our desires are simple and good for us, like wanting to feel safe or wishing for kindness. But other times, our desires can become endless. We start to want more and more, thinking that the next thing will finally make us happy. This way of living can lead to stress and disappointment, because there is always something new to want. In the modern world, we are often encouraged to want more. Advertisements show us pictures of perfect lives and tell us that we need certain products to feel complete. Social media can make us compare ourselves with others and feel that we are missing out. When we listen to these voices too much, it is easy to forget what is already good in our own lives. True simplicity is not about having nothing. It is about understanding what is enough. When we choose a simple way of living, We learn to appreciate small joys, like a quiet morning or a good conversation. We start to see that happiness does not come from collecting many things, but from having a peaceful heart. Simplicity allows us to focus on what really matters, instead of always reaching for something more. Letting go of endless desire is not easy. It takes time to change old habits and learn to feel satisfied with less. But each time we choose simplicity, we discover a deeper kind of happiness. We become more free, less controlled by our wants, and more able to enjoy the present moment. In this way, understanding desire and choosing simplicity brings us closer to what truly matters in life. Everything in life is always changing. Seasons turn from warm to cold and back again. Our bodies grow older with each passing year. People and situations come and go, sometimes suddenly. This is called impermanence. For many, this idea can feel sad or even frightening. We often wish that happy moments would last forever, or that painful times would quickly disappear. But in Buddhism, understanding impermanence is an important step toward wisdom. When we see that nothing stays the same, we can begin to appreciate each moment more deeply. If we know that a flower will soon fade, we enjoy its beauty even more. If we understand that good times do not last forever, we learn to be grateful for them while they are here. Even hard times will pass, and this can give us hope when we feel troubled. Sometimes we hold tightly to people, places, or things because we are afraid of losing them. But trying to stop change is like trying to hold water in our hands. The tighter we hold, the more it slips away. When we accept that change is part of life, we can let go a little and feel more peaceful. This does not mean we should not care deeply or love fully. Instead, it means loving with open hands and an open heart, knowing that every moment is special because it cannot last. Impermanence can teach us to focus on what is truly important. If everything changes, then we have a chance to choose what we value most. We can spend our time with people who matter, do things that bring meaning, and let go of worries about things we cannot control. In this way, learning from impermanence helps us return to what really matters in our lives. Many people believe that happiness only comes from big events or special achievements. We wait for vacations, celebrations, or important successes to feel joyful. However, most of life is made up of ordinary days and simple routines. If we are always waiting for something special, we may miss the beauty that is already around us. There is great value in ordinary moments. When we wake up in the morning and see the sunlight, or when we enjoy a meal, these are small but precious experiences. Even washing our hands, folding clothes, or having a short conversation can hold quiet meaning. Sometimes, we rush through these moments because we are thinking about the next thing we have to do. But if we slow down and pay attention, we might notice small joys, like the sound of birds, the taste of tea, or the feeling of gentle air on our face. Finding value in the ordinary does not mean that we should not celebrate big achievements or look forward to special days. Instead, it means we open our eyes to the simple gifts that are always present. We can feel thankful for the chance to live another day, to breathe, to see the sky, or to hear a kind word from someone we love. When we start to notice these things, our hearts grow softer and we feel more content, even during difficult times. Returning to what matters often begins with remembering that every moment is a chance to experience life fully. When we find value in ordinary moments, life becomes richer and more meaningful, no matter what is happening on the outside. We do not need to wait for something big to feel grateful. The small things, when we truly notice them, can bring us quiet happiness every day. In our busy lives, it is easy to forget the wisdom that has been passed down through generations. Many people focus on the latest trends, new technology, and modern ways of thinking. While these things can be helpful, there is also great value in the traditions and teachings that have guided people for centuries. These traditions remind us of what is important and help us stay connected to deeper truths. Tradition is not just about old customs or rituals. It is also about the lessons we learn from those who came before us. Our parents, grandparents, and teachers have all faced challenges and joys, just as we do. They often share stories or advice that can help us see life more clearly. Sometimes we may feel that these ideas are old-fashioned or do not fit with the modern world. But if we listen carefully, we can find wisdom that is still useful today. Ancient teachings, including those from Buddhism, teach us about patience, kindness, and respect for all living beings. They encourage us to look beyond our own wants and to care for others. These teachings have survived for so long because they speak to something true in every human heart. Even as the world changes quickly, the need for kindness and understanding remains the same. When we remember the influence of tradition and wisdom, we can find steady ground in a world that sometimes feels unstable. We do not have to follow every new idea or chase after every new thing. Instead, we can return to simple values that have guided people for generations. This helps us make choices that feel right and keep us close to what truly matters in life. In this way, tradition is not a weight, but a light that shows us the path home. In today's world, there is noise everywhere. We hear music in stores, cars on the street, and voices on the phone. Even when we are alone, our minds are filled with thoughts and worries. Many people are not used to silence, and sometimes it can even feel uncomfortable. However, silence is not empty or meaningless. It is powerful, and it has much to teach us. Silence gives us space to listen deeply. When we are quiet, we can hear sounds that we usually ignore, like the wind blowing or our own heartbeat. More importantly, we can start to notice our true feelings and thoughts without being pushed or pulled by outside voices. In silence, we find a kind of peace that is difficult to find in noise. We do not need to fill every moment with words or entertainment. Sometimes, simply sitting quietly for a few minutes can help us feel calm and refreshed. For many generations, people have turned to silence when they needed guidance or comfort. Great teachers and wise people often spent time in quiet places to reflect on life. They understood that answers do not always come from outside, but can grow in the space that silence offers. We too can find guidance in silence if we give ourselves the chance. Learning to appreciate silence can help us return to what matters. We can take short moments of quiet each day, maybe while waiting for a train or before going to sleep. In these silent moments, we can remember what is important, let go of worries, and feel more at home in our own hearts. Silence is a gentle friend that always invites us back to ourselves and to what truly matters in life. Everyone experiences suffering at some point in life. We may lose someone we love, face sickness, or feel lonely or disappointed. Many people try to avoid suffering, wishing it would disappear, or hoping to cover it up with pleasant distractions. However, running away from pain often makes it feel bigger and more frightening. In Buddhism, we are encouraged to face suffering with an open heart, even when it is difficult. Opening our hearts to suffering does not mean we enjoy pain or seek it out. It means we allow ourselves to feel what is truly there, without pretending or turning away. When we accept our pain, we begin to see it more clearly. We may notice that our suffering changes over time, or that it is connected to our hopes, fears, and expectations. This honest looking helps us understand ourselves better. When we face suffering openly, we may also discover that we are not alone. Every person, no matter where they live or who they are, experiences some kind of pain. This shared experience can help us feel more connected to others. We may become softer and more understanding, both toward ourselves and those around us. It is not always easy to keep our hearts open when we are hurting. Sometimes we need to ask for help or take a break to care for ourselves. But each time we turn toward our pain, even a little bit, we grow stronger inside. We learn that suffering is a part of life, but it does not have to control us. By facing suffering with an open heart, we return to what matters most, living with honesty, kindness, and a sense of connection to all people. It is easy to take the small things in life for granted. We wake up each morning, eat our meals, and see familiar faces, but often we forget how precious these moments are. Many people wait for something big or special to happen before they feel thankful. However, gratitude is not just for rare occasions. It is something we can practice every day, even in the most ordinary moments. Gratitude means noticing and appreciating the blessings that are already present in our lives. These blessings do not have to be large or impressive. A warm meal, a smile from a neighbor, or a comfortable place to rest are all gifts. When we focus on what we have, instead of what we lack, our hearts begin to feel lighter and more open. We realize that life offers us many small joys if we pay attention. Sometimes it can be hard to feel grateful, especially when we are facing problems or disappointments. But even on difficult days, there is usually something to appreciate. Perhaps it is the sound of rain, the feeling of clean air, or the support of a friend. By taking a moment to notice these things, we give ourselves a chance to find peace and happiness, no matter what else is happening. Gratitude also helps us connect with others. When we express thanks, we build stronger relationships and spread kindness. Saying thank you to someone, even for a small favor, can make a big difference. It reminds both us and them of the good things in life. Returning to what matters often begins with gratitude. When we remember our everyday blessings, life becomes richer and more meaningful. Gratitude opens our hearts and allows us to find beauty and joy, even in the simplest parts of our daily lives. Many people have busy lives filled with work, chores, and social media. It may seem like we are connected to many people, but sometimes these connections feel shallow or short-lived. Deep inside, most of us long for relationships that are real and meaningful. Building genuine connections with others is one of the most important parts of a happy and fulfilling life. A genuine connection is more than just knowing someone's name or exchanging polite words. It comes from being honest, listening carefully, and sharing both our joys and our struggles. When we open our hearts and show our true selves, we invite others to do the same. This helps to create trust and understanding, which are the foundation of strong relationships. Sometimes it can be difficult to connect deeply, especially if we are afraid of being judged or rejected. We might hide our true feelings or pretend to be someone we are not. But when we take small steps to be ourselves, we often find that others appreciate our honesty. Real relationships are built slowly, through everyday moments. Sharing a meal, having a thoughtful conversation, or simply spending quiet time together. Genuine connections do not need to be perfect. All relationships have ups and downs. What matters is the effort we make to care for each other and to stay present, even when things are not easy. When we show kindness, patience, and respect, our relationships grow stronger over time. Returning to what matters means remembering the value of human connection. No matter how busy we are, taking time to build real relationships brings lasting joy and comfort. These connections help us feel supported, understood, and less alone as we move through life. In the end, genuine relationships are one of life's greatest treasures. Life is full of unexpected turns. Sometimes things go as we hope, but other times our plans change or challenges appear. It is natural to feel uncertain or worried when the future is unclear. Many people try to control every part of their lives, hoping this will bring safety or happiness. However, no one can predict everything that will happen. Trusting the path of life means learning to let go of some control and to move forward with faith. Trust does not mean that we ignore our problems or stop making decisions. It means that we accept that life has its own flow. Just as a river finds its way to the sea, our lives will unfold in ways we cannot always understand. Sometimes difficulties help us grow stronger or more compassionate. Other times, unexpected opportunities appear when we least expect them. When we trust that life will support us, even through hard times, we can relax and face challenges with a calmer mind. This kind of trust can be built slowly, through experience. We might remember times when things worked out, even if they did not go as planned. Or we might notice how support has come from friends or strangers just when we needed it most. These memories can help us have confidence in the path ahead. Trusting the path of life allows us to return to what matters. Instead of worrying about every detail, we can focus on living with honesty and kindness, day by day. We can give our best effort and let go of what we cannot control. With trust, we find peace in the present moment and hope for the future, no matter what comes next. This trust helps us feel at home in our own lives. In today's world, people often want quick results. We are used to fast food, instant messages, and speedy answers from the internet. Waiting can feel uncomfortable, and sometimes we get frustrated when things do not go our way right away. However, patience is a gentle strength that helps us face life's ups and downs with greater peace. When we practice patience, we give ourselves and others the time needed to grow, heal, and understand. Patience is not just about waiting for something to happen. It is about accepting that everything has its own pace. Flowers bloom in their own time, and people change at their own speed. When we become impatient, we may say or do things we regret. But when we slow down and allow things to unfold naturally, we feel more at ease. Patience also helps us respond to problems with a calm mind, instead of acting out of anger or stress. Along with patience, humility is another important quality. Humility means recognizing that we do not have all the answers and that we can learn from every person and situation. It is easy to become proud when we achieve something, but true humility keeps us grounded. We remember that everyone has struggles and everyone makes mistakes. When we are humble, we treat others with respect and kindness, and we remain open to new lessons. Cultivating patience and humility brings us closer to what truly matters in life. These qualities help us build better relationships, make wiser choices, and find peace even in difficult times. We do not need to prove ourselves or rush through life. By being patient and humble, we return to the simple joys and deeper meaning that are always within reach. Returning to what truly matters is not a single decision, but a journey that continues throughout our lives. Every day brings us new chances to notice what is important and to let go of things that do not bring us peace or happiness. This journey can feel simple at times, but it can also be challenging, especially when we are surrounded by distractions or pressures from the outside world. Still, choosing to come back to life's essentials is a path worth following. The journey back to essentials often begins with small steps. We might decide to spend more time with loved ones, to notice the beauty of nature, or to take a moment to appreciate a simple meal. These choices help us feel more grounded and present. We may also find that, as we focus on what is truly important, our worries about other things become smaller. Life starts to feel lighter, and we are more able to handle whatever comes our way. It is important to remember that we do not need to be perfect on this journey. Everyone has days when they forget what matters or get caught up in busyness. What matters is the willingness to begin again as many times as we need. Each day gives us a new chance to choose simplicity, honesty, and meaning over noise and distraction. Embracing this journey means being gentle with ourselves and others. We can celebrate our progress, forgive our mistakes, and share our experiences with those around us. By returning to the essentials, we open our hearts to deeper joy and connection. Over time, we discover that the most important things in life are often the simplest: kindness, presence, and a sense of gratitude for each moment. As we come to the end of these reflections, I hope that you have found something gentle and meaningful for your own life. The journey back to what matters is a quiet path, one that welcomes us again and again, no matter where we begin. Sometimes we may feel lost or unsure, but it is always possible to pause, breathe, and notice the simple things that bring comfort and peace. Life is full of changes and challenges, but in each day, there are moments of beauty and kindness. Returning to what matters does not mean turning away from the world, but rather seeing the world with fresh eyes, appreciating the people around us, the lessons we learn, and the small blessings we often overlook. Even when life feels uncertain, it is possible to find steadiness in the values and connections that are most important to us. I am truly grateful to everyone who has spent this time listening and reflecting together. Your support, whether through likes, subscribing to this channel, leaving thoughtful comments, sending super thanks, or joining as a member, means a great deal to me. Each gesture is received with deep appreciation. It is your kindness and encouragement that make it possible to share these teachings and continue this journey together. May you find peace in ordinary moments and strength in times of difficulty. May your days be filled with gratitude and gentle reminders of what is truly important. If any of these words have offered comfort or insight, please know that it is a joy to share this time with you. Thank you sincerely for being part of this community and for walking this path alongside me, even across great distances.